I look like I'm wearing those, like, eye patches you put on when you go in a suntanning bed. That's what it looks like on my
reminding me of Final Destination.
Oh,
Sunbed death.
no! No! I'm about to get shocked.
Oh wow. You know, you're somewhere between the sunbed death and...
a blind man.
A blind...
You're such a
No, specifically the 3 blind mice from Shrek.
Oh my god, you're
I
absolutely
know they
right.
had circle lenses in there, but for some reason it's translating on you, not as a blind
Because
person.
of my circular face.
But the 3 blind mice. I don't know what. Maybe one of them had a mole.
How do they look on you?
I don't
Go
know.
on, you give it a shot. You give it a shot. They have to look better on you than on me. Like, it's not even up for debate, surely.
But yeah, do these have prescription on them?
Yeah, they do. They look
vision-
okay on you.
My vision is actually clearer.
Whoa!
No.
Not as clear as your own glasses.
Not as clear as my own glasses. But it's clearer.
Yeah, they are
clearer than like
prescription, yeah,
regular.
yeah. They're a bit Dua Lipa. I've got a bit of a like... Dua Peeper. Dupa Pooper.
Duper peeper.
Yeah. It's a bit of a
Are you feeling
80s,
it?
90s vibe there
Are
on
you
you.
feeling it, guys?
On me, I guess, I don't know,
I'm feeling
couldn't
very
really decipher it. On
I'm
you,
feeling...
they look right.
I feel like I'm... Remember those images
Oh,
from
no.
when we went to Disneyland when we were kids?
Yeah.
And Mum had glasses on like these.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a look.
It's not bad.
I'm feeling it. I can't actually see myself well in the
No.
viewfinder, so I'm just going to believe you.
Alright, the important thing about this video was there's been a big case going on around the world, specifically in America, called Justice for Johnny. And, you know, we've been watching it. We've been saying things behind closed doors. The case is over now, which makes me feel like we can say whatever we want. And I think you can say a couple words if you'd like.
I think the most important thing I'm going to say
3
is
words.
Justice for Johnny.
Okay. Right.
What about you?
I concur with your incredible deliberations and thoughts.
Thanks.
And I agree that justice for Johnny should be had. And in the public's eye, at least, regardless what happens in the outcome, I do believe that justice for Johnny has been had.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. In our opinion. Even though our opinion is not gospel.
No.
It's not gospel. The jury makes that decision. But I do believe in the view of the public, in the public eye, in the public sphere, in the cultural zeitgeist, the guy has been abused and attacked for a very long time. His career was destroyed because of what happened. And someone on the other side is trying to feign that their career was destroyed after destroying his career. Which is, oh, no, you. Which is very childlike and doesn't really add up. And when you listen to the recordings, I mean, you listen to more of the case than I have.
Yeah.
But
It's been pretty despicable.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Amber Heard's lawyers have thought that they were going to get away with this because
Yeah.
whenever she's on the stand, she just outright lies.
It has to be lies.
Like, there are so many inconsistencies in her story where not one single thing does she ever take the blame for, whether it's small or big.
There were so many lies that one of Johnny Depp's lawyers actually said to Amber Heard on the stand. She's on the stand, sitting there. The lawyer's like, so you're saying that another person has come up on the stand, and because you don't think that they're telling the truth, you're saying another person has lied
Another
in
liar.
court, risking prison time themselves
Perjury.
just to lie for Mr. Depp? And she's like, it's an insidious system, and the support Johnny Depp has, and it's like, there was no support when he got fired from Pirates of the Caribbean
No. There was
or
another
Fantastic
line.
Beasts, was there?
There was another line that was worse. She insinuated that Kate Moss had to come out of the woodwork, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
It comes from someone who would compare herself, or her team would compare her to Gal Gadot, or Jason Momoa.
These
Or
comparisons,
Zendaya.
look,
What
not
a dum-dum.
We're not cinematic experts.
No.
We're not experts in this field.
No.
But as a layman, I can tell you that none of the comparisons her team brought for Amber Heard in her career and her trajectory were correct.
Look, her comp is Natalie Dormer.
Yeah.
That's her comp. I just thought of that right now, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
I
But then
couldn't
again,
place one.
Natalie Dormer was
is
in the
close.
most successful television series of all time.
But then
Game
you're
of Thrones.
pairing that with Hunger Games as well. You're putting all these things together. I think that's a reasonable comp to
I'll give
her
it.
as an actor in her
Compared to all the
standing,
other ones.
in the way the public view her at least.
Yeah.
She's smart in some ways. She's also very stupid in other ways to thinking she could get away with the things she's attempted to get away with and
Yeah.
perjuring herself on the stand.
Repeatedly.
Multiple times. I cannot imagine her lawyers and Johnny Depp's lawyers sitting there trying to decipher what's going on because they're like, how can we cross-examine this person? Like, what's going on?
Even when
There's too many lies.
When they were trying to cross-examine her, they would ask her yes/no questions, and she would go off on an explanation. And Camila Vasquez, who has become this shining beacon within the online community, and Mr. Bean, Ben.
Mr. Bean. I swear, that man is actually American Mr. Bean.
He really is.
Sitting out there taking sweeties,
candies,
putting them in his pockets, like, oh, I better take these ones. It's like, you don't need to do
These guys,
I love it.
When questioning her, are looking around like, I don't know what to do right now because you just keep talking, and they try and be as polite as possible. But it's really, really difficult to be professional when the person you're opposite isn't doing the right thing for you to act in the correct manner, right?
There's too much malpractice going on with the way that she is putting herself forward, and I don't think that helped her in the case. I hope that the right outcome comes out of it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do have belief that eventually the right decision will be made. Deliberations might take days, weeks, I don't know. The judge is going to be like, boys, just get it done.
Enough,
girls,
please.
get it done.
Yeah.
All right? We don't want to waste time on this one because there's already too much public attention on it. And Johnny Depp, he's been abused enough, to be honest. It's too much.
He took it all quietly.
Yeah.
You know, he never came out against her and said, you know, terrible things.
No, he didn't write op-eds.
He didn't write any op-eds.
No, not as far as I know.
He just kind of took it on the chin and sat silently, waited for his moment in court, or his moments in court, right? Which must have been very, very difficult because they destroyed his character repeatedly. And I remember online when the first allegations came out from her, and it was entirely, we should believe women. And it's my personal view that you shouldn't just outright believe someone because they tick these boxes, because they're a woman, because they're a man, or because they're a person of colour, or they're not a person of colour, or they're this or that, or they're a minority, or they're a majority. You shouldn't just believe someone. You should take them on their character at face value and listen to their words. And if those words resonate with you, believe them.
And that's what this court case did. It showed, in my opinion, that Johnny was, in most cases, the victim.
Yeah.
And she was, in most cases, the aggressor. Does that mean Johnny Depp is, you know, a completely holier-than-thou person?
No.
No, it doesn't mean that. He's had his problems. He's had a lot of drug problems, alcohol problems, a lot of shit going on in his life.
And he admitted to them, though.
And that's why I respect it.
Yeah.
She, supposedly, been using a lot of drugs over her life. But she's like, I never used this stuff ever.
No.
It's like, boys, like, I can't trust you.
No.
You're not building that faith in you. Whereas he, by being open and vulnerable and truthful, seemingly, does build that. And I do think Johnny Depp should have a comeback. Johnny Depp needs a comeback. I don't know if it's in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. But someone needs to get this guy on screen again. He hasn't acted in like 3 or 4 years.
He hasn't. He got shut out by the industry. And then when all the doors closed, if a few windows opened, he was like, you know, I don't want to do it. Probably. I'm just imagining. When everyone else turns their back on you, it's very difficult to step back into those shoes when every finger's going to be pointed at you with these false allegations.
Yeah.
How do you log back into that?
Look, it was clearly a very toxic relationship from both sides. This was not one that should have happened in the first place. It did, and it results in this type of scenario. If anything, you can take a leaf out of their book and say, hey, if something ain't working, maybe don't go down that road.
Yeah.
You know, but then supposedly some people are lying about who they truly were and playing games and
also, when
that type of stuff.
in an abusive relationship, oftentimes it's very difficult to walk away.
Yeah.
Because the other person leeches onto you and makes them think that you need them or that you'll be nothing without them.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That was the weird thing. From a lot of the reports from the witnesses, people were saying that she was the one who was kind of too clingy to him. And she wouldn't like it when he went outside sometimes. But it seemed like, from her point of view, she was saying that he was the one who was super duper close and wouldn't let her have her way sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm believing all the witnesses in most cases rather than you, Miss Turd. Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to call it. But, alright, justice may be had. I hope it is had. And Johnny should indeed be a free man. In the eyes of the public. Because he's a free man anyway. But, you know, it's a very weird thing. That case in the UK really did him dirty.
Yeah.
With the way it was framed. Because most people were just like, oh, so Johnny Depp did it. But that's not what the case in the UK was about. It was about whether the son did something illegal and wrong by writing him being a wife beater. So people looked at that case and said, oh, he's a wife beater because he ended up losing the case, but it was a defamation suit essentially.
Yeah.
And people didn't know that. So now at least people are more aware of that situation, and that coming into this, I think that helped Amber Heard more than him.
Yeah.
But after this case, the more the camera is on you and people are looking at those screens, the more that comes out. And I'll tell you, Amber Heard, never been a good actress, but she was acting on that stand.
And it was bad.
And it wasn't good. Johnny Depp sitting there like, I paid for these lessons.
Oh.
They weren't good. They weren't worth the money.
It's a really, really rough one there. And I really feel that, you know, I'm never going to watch an Amber Heard production again.
No.
And even with Aquaman 2,
Yeah.
unless I have confirmation that Mira is being
Reduced
written out
in size in
Yeah.
her role or deaded.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch
But
that
that's
film.
seemingly what they're going to do. It seems like that's what they're going to do. Because people were saying that about Johnny Depp when it first came out. I'm not going to see any Johnny Depp
Yeah,
films.
they were.
I'm like, hey, if you want to do that, then it's your choice. It's your money. But I'm going to do what I want with my money. And if Aquaman 2 is good and her role is diminished, then I'll see it. Because Aquaman 1 was pretty good. Their chemistry was a bit weird. Not the worst chemistry I've seen on screen, but not good.
Yeah.
And that was said in the case. I swear, the amount of clips that have gone viral of this
So
case. Camille
many.
Vasquez. I have to give you claps. You know, that's someone who's good at their job, who is apparently a good person. Apparently. And people are simping for the right reasons. Protective. She's protective. She's protecting him. Just as Mr. Bean was.
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean protecting as well. Protecting those sweeties. You know, they thought he's Willy Wonka. Yeah. And they said, oh, he's bringing sweets for us.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
100%.
But yeah, Johnny, I'm glad this happened. Well, I'm not glad it happened. I'm glad this is the outcome in the public sphere because, you know, you've had to deal with a lot. And as Jack Sparrow would say, I've got a jar of dirt. But I'm sad now because I do not have a jar of dirt.
I think it's going to be a case of, and this was the time you almost caught Captain
no.
Jack Sparrow.
Oh, no. There's no better way to end it. Good job.